My name is Victoria Winters. Evil reaches deeply into man's soul, turning his heart to stone, transforming him into a vile monstrosity. And it is horrible to observe this process in an innocent and not be able to recognize it or prevent it.
Maggie? Maggie? Hello. Yeah. This is Sam Evans. Yeah, I'm calling for Maggie. Yeah, well, she won't be in today. Oh, it's about the same. Thank you. Yeah, I'll tell her that. Goodbye. Maggie? No, easy, Maggie, easy. It's only me.
What is it?
Well, I just thought it was about time for you to get up.
To get up?
Well, actually, I don't want you to get up, but I thought maybe you should have something to eat. You've been sleeping all day.
All day? What time is it?
Well, it's 4 o'clock.
Oh, no. How did I sleep that long?
Well, I was beginning to ask myself the same question.
What about work?
Oh, well, I called in there and told them that you weren't up to it and that you wouldn't be in. How do you feel?
Not very good.
Worse than yesterday, isn't it?
I guess so.
Look, why don't you have some coffee? I want you to have a cup of coffee.
No, thank you.
Well, I could make you a cup of tea. I've got the hot water on out there.
No, thanks.
How about if I opened a can of soup?
Really, I don't... No, thanks, Pop.
Well, drink the coffee. You've got to have something.
I don't want anything, Pop.
Oh, you're just not taking care of yourself.
What do you mean?
Well, those doors, those windows, they were open again this morning,
We're open?
just like the other night.
Windows? I remember something. I think I did open them. Why? Why would I open them?
Well, probably because I told you not to. I think I'm going to have the doctor look in.
No! I don't want a doctor.
Oh, let him look you over.
I said no!
Yeah, you said that yesterday, and look at you're worse off now.
I'll be all right.
Yeah, you said that yesterday, too, and I listened to you yesterday. But I'm not going to listen to you today. Instead, you're going to listen to me. I'm going to have the doctor come here after office hours.
You better call him and tell him not to come.
I will not. He's going to come here, and he's going to examine you if we have to tie you down.
I won't see him, I'm telling you. I won't see
Now,
him.
easy, Maggie. Easy. Just trying to help.
I know that. I know.
Well, I'm just not used to seeing you like this.
I'll be over whatever this is by tomorrow.
Well, look, now, if you're entitled to be sick one day out of the year, then I'm entitled that same day to be worried about you. So, why all the opposition to the doctor?
Because the doctor can't help. The doctor can't help me. I'm telling you.
Thank you, Mom. Let's drink to an evening free of problems.
Bert, I do appreciate you taking me out tonight.
What's the matter?
Well,
Things getting a little rough up at Collinwood?
yes, things are getting deeper and deeper, and people are saying and doing things for no reason at all.
Well, then let me add to the confusion by asking you a question.
I bet I can't answer it.
Why is Willie Loomis still in town?
You've heard about that.
A few things. Why is he staying up at the old house?
As a matter of fact, I can answer that. He's working for Barnabas Collins. He's helping him to fix up the old house. He's repairing furniture, doing all sorts of odd jobs. He seems to be very good with his hands.
Well, I can't quite figure Willie settling down here as a respected member of the community. But tell me, since you've seen him, is he over his illness?
Mostly, I'd say.
Then it's time that he left town.
Well, that's what Mrs. Stoddard thought when she heard he was around, too. But Barnabas Collins has taken complete responsibility for his good behavior.
Did he put it in writing?
Well, even Jason agrees that he's changed.
Oh, well, there's a reliable source.
I think Jason may surprise you, too.
I doubt it very much. I read him loud and clear.
Well, he is now employed by Collins Enterprises.
You've got to be kidding. What on earth is he doing?
Some sort of a supervisory position.
Well, I hope they don't give him a job near the cash register. Well, at any rate, the unemployment is going down around here. I wonder what it all means.
Hello, Joe.
Come on in.
How is she?
Well, the doctor's still in the room with her. We'll know as soon as he comes out.
You think she isn't better?
Oh, worse. She's absolutely all washed out. Wouldn't even let me call the doctor. Walked me all the way.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Joe, you should have seen the look on her face when that doctor went into her room. I tell you, Joe, she's not the same girl.
Well, it's the illness, Sam. Can make anybody.
Oh, hey, Doc, what's the word?
Well, she's a very sick girl. I can tell you that.
Well, what is it?
She's very pale, weak, has no energy.
Oh, Doc, I told you that on the telephone.
Yes. But what you didn't tell me is that she's recently lost a great deal of blood.
Lost a great deal of blood. Oh, Doc, you must be mistaken.
I'm the doctor, Sam, remember? And if I say she's lost blood, then somehow she's lost it. Her blood supply is very low, and I'd like to know why.
Well, did she give you any idea how it happened?
No, she couldn't explain. Or wouldn't. She wasn't very cooperative. What kind of a girl are you raising, Sam? She knew I was there to help her.
Well, I'm sorry. She's exceedingly edgy today. And she's usually not like that. Now, what are you going to do?
Well, I've taken some blood tests, and I'll run tests on them.
Uh-huh.
See what the corpuscles are up to, see if there's any kind of a cell breakdown, a few things like that. Does she have a history of blood deficiency?
No. Well, how soon will you know?
Well, possibly tomorrow. Now, I'm putting her on this diet. It should help to build up her blood supply. And see that she takes 2 of these every 4 hours.
Okay, Doc.
Now, I want her to stay in bed, Sam. And I want you to keep an eye on her. Let me know if there's any change in her condition, good or bad.
I will, Doc.
Good. I'll stop in the morning.
Okay.
Good night, Sam.
Good night, Doc. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, what do you make of that?
I don't know. If the doctor couldn't make anything of it, don't expect too much of me.
Blood deficiency. Blood deficiency. Now, how could that happen?
You want a drink, Sam?
Oh, boy, you know it.
Well, look, why don't you, you've been cooped up here for a couple of days. Why don't you go down to the Blue Whale and have a couple of short ones?
Oh, I couldn't.
No, really, I could stay here until you get back, and if Maggie needs anything, I can get it.
Oh, no, I really don't think that I...
Oh, go ahead, Sam.
Well, I guess I can't do her any good just hanging around here. Oh, the doctor's telephone number is right in the telephone.
Listen, Sam.
Yes.
Have one for me, will you?
Okay. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Maggie, what are you doing out of bed?
Where's Pop?
He just went out to get some air. He'll be back in a little while. Listen, you shouldn't be out of bed.
Don't feel like staying there, that's all.
What's the matter?
I'm not an invalid. For he's treating me like an invalid.
Sweetheart, you're not exactly feeling too sharp.
Another brilliant diagnosis. What did the doctor say?
He said you should stay in bed.
He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know what's wrong.
Now, Maggie, take it easy.
What are you supposed to be, the babysitter?
I'm just staying here until Sam gets back.
Why? Don't you think I can take care of myself?
Sure.
Okay, then. Babysitting time is over. How much do I owe you? 25, 50 cents an hour?
You don't owe me anything.
Okay, then I wish you'd leave. Now.
Listen, Maggie, I promised your father
I don't
that
care what you promised him. I want to be left
Maggie,
alone.
you shouldn't even be out of that
I'm
bed.
going to bed. I don't need a babysitter to supervise. Now, I'm serious, Joe. If you don't leave now, I'll never speak to you again. I want to be alone, and I don't want anybody near me whispering and tiptoeing around. I mean that.
Look, I know you're not well, and I know you don't know what you're saying. I don't want to see you get so upset, so I'll get out of here, but it's against my better judgment. You'll get back into bed?
Sure. Goodbye.
So long, Maggie.
Am I imagining things, or is it pretty quiet in here?
Yes, it is. I think that people are staying close to home tonight. Everybody I've talked to is awfully upset about those attacks on the girls and the horrible deaths of those poor animals. Burke, why is it happening?
Questions, questions. The world's full of questions.
Well, it's full of answers, too.
Only if you know where to look for them. Oh, there's Sam. Hey, Sam, come on over.
Oh, fine.
I hear Maggie's sick.
Yeah, she is.
What's wrong with her?
Doctor doesn't seem to know.
Sit down, Sam. I'll buy you a belt. You look a little down.
Yeah, I am down. Thanks.
You said that the doctor doesn't know?
That's right. Well, she was just pale, weak, no energy. Couldn't even get out of bed. And she collapsed, so then I called the doctor in.
What did he say?
Oh, he just said something about a blood deficiency.
Blood deficiency?
Yeah, he said he's going to run some tests on her. Blood tests.
What brought this on?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of funny. He doesn't know. But the way it developed, like, she got up and she didn't feel very good. Just dragged herself out of bed and went down to work. And then a little later in the afternoon, well, she started feeling bad and she collapsed. She came back, got into bed, even broke her date with Joe. And that night, well, she got up. Yeah, she was full of energy, looking fine. So she got dressed, drove me up to the old Collins house. I thought she was feeling great. And then I thought she'd be at work the next day and everything, and then all of a sudden she became worse.
Well, now, let me see if I understand this. You said that yesterday she was sick and she collapsed.
Yeah.
And last night she was up and around, and this morning she was sick again?
That's right.
What's the matter, Vicky?
This may be just a coincidence, but those are exactly the same symptoms that Willie Loomis had.
Wait a minute. You know, I think you're right.
Oh, no, it's probably just some kind of virus.
Oh, here comes Joe.
Joe?
Hello, Joe.
Joe, I thought you were up at the house.
I was fired.
What are you talking about?
Well, Maggie didn't want a babysitter, so she threw me out. Pardon the domestic quarrel, folks.
Threw you out?
Well, practically. She came out of her bedroom and...
You mean she's up and walking around?
Not only is she up and walking around, she's a regular spitfire. She blew her stack because we were making such a fuss over her. She really cut loose.
But she's not supposed to be left alone.
I know, but what could I do? She told me to get out. If I'd stayed there another minute, she would have started slugging me.
Oh, I've got to get back to her. Excuse me.
Your drink. It's the first time I ever saw Sam walk out on a drink voluntarily.
No, it won't go to waste. I could use it.
Bartender?
How does Maggie look?
Well, she doesn't look good, but then again, she didn't look quite as bad as the doctor and Sam had led me to believe. Maybe she's on the road to recovery.
Strange. It's very strange. It's so much like Willie Loomis.
Maggie? 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 No. No. Maggie! Where are you?
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.